We had 4 agents with birthdays today. Just saying. It's pretty amazing. So I want to try a dumb experiment. I want all of you look forward at the board at either side. Look at the board. Keep your chin, if you will, level. So this is an experiment. This is total pop psychology, but I promise you it works. Think of your body. Don't think of the way I stand. I know I'm a crooked man. If you were feeling a negative emotion, what would your body language look like? Where would you look? You probably look down. It's been a little bit more than 10 years since my father passed away, and I looked down and I could feel really sad and I could bring up those emotions. Does that make sense? Can you do that? I mean, just think of something that maybe have been negative. Maybe someone flew the state bird at you as you were driving erratically down the street and you feel bad. Do you see how your body might do that? You may have a tendency to look down. Now, what I want you to do is look straight ahead. Now, instead of doing that, I want you to look up and look at the seating tile about 2 tiles in front of you. Nope, don't move your chin, Kendrick. Keep your chin level and look up. Now, I want you to do, as you're looking up, I want you to try and frown and mean it as you're looking up. Do you feel silly? It's crazy. Now, do the same thing. Think of that negative event that you had that occurred in your life. I want you to think of that event and then kind of like, As I think of my father's passing, I use it an easy example because that's one I could take all day and wallow in that. I can think of nothing but the good things that I had with my dad. Every time he came and visited Utah from California, we'd go fishing. And I have those experiences. I know it's pop psychology, but it'll change the way you think if you look up. I know it's nuts, but it works every time you try it. If you have something, a client yells at you or a client says, yay for me, I just bought a house. And you're going, but we were working together and you put a house under contract. Yeah, I walked in this open house, I bought it. And I'm going, that's fantastic. You bought a house. I'm not rolling my eyes, but I have to. As you look up, it's amazing. There's a story in an old book, I can't say testament, talks about people that are supposed to look at a brass serpent. And if they looked, they would live. If they chose not to look, they would perish. Maybe that's where it ties together. If you look up, you'll live, even in the most negative, most difficult things you have going on. So that's one thing. Go ahead and switch one more slide if you would. On Friday, we lost one of the greats. Chuck Norris passed away. Now, if you know anything about Chuck Norris, the internet was made for Chuck Norris jokes. Okay, because he's tough guy and all of that. Many of you are way too young to remember him in Enter the Dragon or in some of the other Bruce Lee films. Bruce Lee died a long time ago, but he's super tough. So these are some facts about Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice. When the boogeyman goes to bed, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down. Chuck Norris doesn't sleep. He waits. Okay. He can slam a revolving door. Again, the internet exists to share his jokes. He can cut knife with butter. He doesn't wear a watch. He decides the time. And Chuck Norris makes onions cry. Last one, we'll leave you at this, just because I think you should. I hope you smile at some of these. They're silly. If you have $5 and Chuck Norris has $5, he has more money than you. Just saying. Anyway, thanks.
All right. Pass it on to our value moment. We're going to bring up rock stars at everything events. So I'm going to turn it all to you.
Do I need that? Oh. All right.
You can't get away from us.
Just kidding. Is yours on? All right. Today we are going to talk about events. Who does events? Okay. Why? Why? Like, why do we do events? They're fun. It's for me, in a nutshell, it's the easiest way for me to reach out to my people, right? And bring value. Courtney, why do you do events?
It's the easiest way to get top of mind, like you said, to reach out to everyone. And I don't have to be like in your face salesy. It's just like a backdoor approach to sales. So like I never even mention anything. We have a pool party. I don't talk about real estate at all, but somehow when they come and sign in, somebody will be like, "Hey, I need to talk to you. I need to sell my house," or something. But for me, that's what it's all about. It's a way to connect, build relationships.
Melanie. I'll bring back the mic for Melanie.
Yeah, let's just talk about events for a minute, and then we are gonna hand you an event on a platter.
Bottom line, it brings you business.
It brings you business. Here's Susie right here. Oh, and yep.
Well, you're giving something, you're inviting your clients to the event, and you're giving them something usually for free here, and they feel like that's value that you're bringing to them here. And they're more, if you're giving them stuff, they're more willing to reciprocate and give you leads, whatever you need.
I agree with all of those. And it's just a way to connect. I had a client who posted on her social media account. They came to a trunk or treat that I had. And she's like, it's not just about the sale, but for years after, Susie continues to stay in touch with us and keep in contact with us. Find yourself a Susie. I'm like, you can't get better advertising than that, right?
Susie. Anyone else want to add anything? I think we all know the value of it, right? And sometimes you go to classes and you listen to all sorts of ideas that you can get on events. Sometimes we don't spend a lot of time on the how-to, and I think we all probably do it a little bit different. And there's so many different events that you can do, right? While I was at Family Reunion on my events panel, Bill,
He was on the panel, people.
I was on the panel.
Everyone
Yeah.
in Keller Williams, she was asked.
I was
Yeah,
at the
she
panel.
was. So not just
I was
at the
panel.
panel, on the panel.
Okay, while I was on the panel, one of the other agents that was on the panel, Bill, he does his events all around community and charitable. And he just tags on to these community events and makes them his own. Like he owns it. So like it'll be a food drive with 10,000 people and he owns it. He just kind of tags on, he goes and so what we're going to do today, we're going to hand you guys an event that we're going to all do in May. And it's going to be big. We all have big, what's that? Oh,
We're doing it in May.
but it's going to be in May.
Well, but the fundraising is for April.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm the technical person.
She's the, no, but
Don't worry, I'm
the
teaching at the
event,
end.
but the event, technically the event will be through, we're going to show you how to do it through April. The event's going to be in May. Okay. And it is going to be a charitable event, right?
Yes, and the reason we're doing this, yes, we practice this, as you can tell. The reason we're doing a charitable event is some of your clients don't want the giveaway. They don't want to come to the pool party, but charity is important to them, or Jakers. So I have clients that engage in nothing, but anytime I do something charitable related, they are full in. So it's a way to get in contact with your database in a different capacity than just, hey, come to my pumpkin patch, hey, come to my pool party, because that might not interest them. So it's a great way for that.
Thank you. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to introduce the event and then we're going to kind of hash through it and we've got our dry erase board. We're going to talk through. Becca's going to give you the how-to and all sorts of tips and tricks. And we're going to send you on your way out into the wild. Okay. To do this. Okay. So, we have, yeah, let's do the video.
Okay, we're going to do the video.
We rehearsed. You guys will recognize this from January, but I'm going to talk about it.
There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter. I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. Your breath, your soul. Send out your you. Oh, I will rescue you.
Okay, so today we have the founder of For the Kids, nonprofit. For the Kids is a nonprofit that's been around for 14 years here in Utah. We have partnered with them before several times, and we have the founder, Minda Zoloff, in the house. If she wants to come up here. This is Minda, and she is amazing. She grew up underprivileged and saw the need as a child, and then has decided to go out into the community and have an impact and change that for a lot of kids. And so it's super exciting to have you here again. We love partnering with you. It's always a beautiful experience. I thought I would just go through what some of the things that For the Kids was able to do last year, because it's huge and amazing. And then we're gonna turn the time to her to talk about her nonprofit. She's very passionate about it, and it's fun to see people be passionate about different things. So For the Kids served over 600 kids last year, 2025, delivered 175,000 weekend meals to kids who would otherwise go without, helped 125 families every single month with fresh food, meat, fruits, vegetables, put in over 8,900 volunteer hours as a community, provided 300 hours of coaching and mentoring, delivered 2,300 full Thanksgiving meals. Now, when I talked to you last, there was a real shortage last year, wasn't there? And what was the goal? You had said,
Well, we had hoped to do 2,300. Oh, sorry.
there you go.
Okay, sorry. We had hoped to do 2,300 because the need was even greater than the year before, and within 20 minutes, schools ran out. And we weren't sure if we were going to get there. And we just did a final plea, and people came with sides, and we were able to pull it off. 23 schools, 2,300 meals in one day.
I love it. Love it. 800 spring break meals, 600 winter meals, and 473 kids got gifts through Sub for Santa. And I think it's amazing what you're doing. And we're going to just turn the time over for you to talk about your nonprofit. If you get everyone in tears, that's okay. We want that, because then we want them to go out into the wild and talk about it with all their SOI and all of the stuff. Okay. It's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Susie and Becca and Keller Williams. It's completely unfair to show that video to me right before I have to speak, because that made me very emotional. My name is Minda. Thank you for having me. I founded For the Kids 14 years ago because I was an underprivileged child. I was one of those kids, and I know those kids are actors, but that is actually real life for so many children, and so many children in your back door that one person can help. And then when it becomes a village, the impact is amazing. I was 5 when my father left. He went back to the Philippines, and my parents broke up. We had a very small place, but we had a roof over our head. And my mom grew up poor as well, so she did janitorial work, serving, that type of thing. And so when my birth father left, we ended up homeless, living in a hub motel. That's the name of it. And actually, to this day, if you're living in a motel, it is considered homeless. Just a really tough time. I didn't know where my next meal would come from. It was just a hard place to be as a child. That feeling in your stomach when, and it's not like it goes away when we have lunch, right? Because we're hungry, go have lunch. But a kid, it doesn't go away. And they were born into that situation, and they can't easily fix it. What changed my life was a 3rd grade teacher. Her name was Mrs. Egbert. And at the time, I had no idea what was really happening. For a really long time, I actually didn't understand it. But she would call me in and have her help setting up the papers on the tables or the markers or whatever it was. And she would always have 2 of whatever, 2 apples, 2 oranges, 2 granola bars, whatever it was, she had 2. And I thought it was the strangest thing. I'm like, why is she never eats the second one. Why does she just bring 1? Well, she was feeding me. I didn't get that. And the reason she called me in is because my shoes were very, very worn. And I had a very thin jacket. And so she would call me in before school because it was cold. And I loved her. She was very kind to me, but I didn't understand. Fast forward, by the time I was a senior in high school, we had graduated to a single wide trailer with mismatched siding. Very difficult as a high schooler. And I was asked to write a paper in English about a teacher who was kind or was inspirational. And I thought of her. And as I was writing it, it was like an Oprah aha moment. Do you guys like one of those? And I'm like, oh my goodness, she brought 2 because I was hungry. And she brought me in because I didn't have shoes, the right shoes. I had shoes, but not the right shoes. And in that moment, I wrote the paper. By the way, I barely graduated high school. Hungry kids, it's just difficult. And so I wrote the paper, graduated high school. My day job, I'm now the vice president of a hotel company. That is my day job. My passion is the nonprofit. But I said to myself, if I ever get out of the hole that I was born into, that I would help children, or at least a child. I started off saying I'd help a child. Then I moved to Salt Lake. I was a general manager in California. We moved to Salt Lake in 2006. And I became the general manager of the Spring Hill Suites on 600 South, the one-way, the small one over there. And I had come from a big courtyard. And so I could manage this hotel with one hand behind my back, half asleep. And then I realized I've never helped a child. And this would be the perfect time to do that. So I went to the company I worked for and I said, who do you support? And at that time it was Children's Miracle Network. And so for years, I just fundraised any way I could to get funds to help whatever charity the company I worked for was doing. But I learned I would fundraise, give the money, and then I would never see what happened to it. And it was with really big companies that had lots and lots of money. And so small amounts of money didn't mean that much to them. So in 2012, I read a magazine article in People magazine, and it said, you can help by being part of this nonprofit and feeding children on the weekend. And so I decided to do that. I did that for 3 years and realized that I wanted to grow bigger, and then created For the Kids. We now serve 600 children, as Susie said, and these children have breakfast and lunch at school Monday through Friday, but they go home over the weekends with nothing to eat. I mean, literally, the parents are deciding between, do I have electricity or do I have food in the house? and costs are going up. It's very expensive. We started out with 50 kids doing the bags out of a closet in the hotel that I managed here. And now we have a small little space that we would love for anyone to come and see. And we make a difference. And people who sign up with us, who make an effort to give back, you truly are making a difference. I will give you a story. Since we talked about Thanksgiving, we had a parent and we were there on Thanksgiving and we were putting the meals together, and the mom came in and the counselor said, "Oh, hey, I sent you a message. We're giving away full Thanksgiving meals today along with your weekend bags." And she said, "Oh, my phone has been shut off. I didn't get it." And she just started bawling. And I'm there and, I'm emotional. And she said, "Are you okay?" The counselor. And she said, "I literally have $20 left to my name until my paycheck. And I don't have gas in my car. And I was deciding on the way here, was I going to buy a turkey for my 2 girls so they could have a normal holiday, or was I going to have enough gas to get to work?" And I had already decided that I was going to buy that turkey and I was going to figure out a way to get to work. And she said, "And now you guys are giving me the turkey and the stuffing and the potatoes and the vegetables, and I also have money to get to work." And she just said, "I can't explain to you the relief that I have." And I knew in that moment that everything we do when we choose to give back makes a difference. It really does. And there are children that need the help. When you have a charitable arm to your business, it does create that extra level of commitment. It could be somebody choosing between you and someone else and saying, "Oh yeah, they gave back. That spoke to me." It's a way for you to work with the community while showing your business side, but also the side that you care. It's the easiest way to do it. And honestly, you guys, there are children out there that do need, they're literally not eating, and they're in your backyard. And so I thank you very much for having me here today. This is my passion. I feel very strongly about it. And one of my favorite sayings is, make a difference, not just a living. And that's what you guys are all doing. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to have Becca now come up and she's going to give the how-to. Brady has been behind the scenes creating things for you guys that you're going to be able to use for social media, all the good stuff. Okay.
Susie's. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like I'm going to be a buzzkill because now I'm going to go back to business mode, because we hear these great things and these big needs and it's like, great, but how do I do that? And that's what I'm going to talk about. So I think it's my next slide. Maybe. Nope. This is a video for last time we did it. If you want to, no, not that way, that you will get a copy of that you can use and share with your social media. So I won't show it today. And
Can I just say the idea on this little video, it's like 30 seconds. And the idea would be for you to record yourself. And then Becca will also show another way to record for posting and stuff to gather and include your SOI. But the idea with this 30-second video that we'll share is do it as like a reel, but just do like a 15-second, like we want all of you to own this event as your own. So when you get on and do your 15-minute blurb, it's, "I have partnered." So you'll each say, "I have partnered with For the Kids to feed 10,000, to make 10,000 meals for kids." And then you'll just combine it with that if you want to use a little bit of footage from when we did it last time, because then your clientele can see what it's going to look like.
Yes.
Do you have any type of, if we're putting something out on Facebook or whatever, do you have any type of That they could go to a Bill Buckley?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep,
and
that's
yes.
what I'm going
We're gonna
for.
tee you guys up.
Yes, we're making this easy. Okay, so this is the fundraiser. So does everyone understand what we're doing or what you're doing? You're raising $10,000 or oh my gosh, it's $15,000 is the money amount that your goal is to raise $15,000. If everyone does it, we all don't have to do it, but 15,000, and we're going to use these 7 levels of communication to get it done. So when you do an event, so keep in mind this is this event or any future event. So I'm not teaching you just how to do a charity event. This is every event you ever do for the rest of your life. You have to contact your database 13 times for it to make sense to them, for them to remember, for them to engage. They're not going to see you post once and be like, oh, I'm donating money. So the 7 levels of communication are how we break up how we communicate with people. So the first one is one-on-one. So you do one-on-one with people you know, like, and trust who like you. So I'm going to actually, yeah, sure. So we kind of just did an event or have been doing an event with the fundraising that Susie and I have been doing. And Susie and I have posted a ton, and I'm sure half of you haven't even seen it. Have you guys seen our posts on social media? See, some have not even seen
Case
it.
in point.
Exactly. So you cannot overpost. So one-on-one, I reached out to a couple people and said, hey, I'm doing this fundraiser. Will you donate? That got us our initial $2,000 because they each donated a large amount of money. Then the second one was posting on social media. So Susie and I alternated. Actually, we both probably did it a ton, but we posted, this is what we're doing. And when I posted, I noticed I had 3 or 4 more donations come through. And then I did an update the following week and we got 3 or 4 more donations. And then we presented in team meeting every single week for the last month. And each time we've gotten it. So it takes 13 touches. So going to write them out for you. So Brady made a postcard for all of you to send out. And he designed it in Canva so you can go in and add your face, your contact information. And then he made a video on how to send it through command. So you cannot not send a postcard. Like, he made it as simple as possible, and we'll send it out in the team meeting slides of how to do it. And you all have Canva for free because you're with Keller Williams. So very straightforward. And actually, I'll see if I have the postcard on here. Not that way. So this is what the postcard looks like, and you're going to send it to your database.
I want to show you. how
Oh,
we're
hey,
gonna
it
send-
started playing.
Yep.
He screen recorded it and everything. But it's like step by step how to do it. So first you have your postcard, and then Susie made this awesome video that you can take and add a section on and saying, this is what we're doing. This is what I'm doing. And this again will go out. So I'm going to write your video.
I'm gonna do mine on my social media. So if you're like, I don't know what that, I can't catch the vision, go watch, and I will do it this week.
Yes.
And you can see.
Yes. And then posting a graphic. So you can take what the postcard is and you can post that. And that postcard has a QR code that goes to the PayPal link where they can actually donate. And then I'm going to show you another way to do a video. So I need to stop taking the marker off and on. So for my social media, green screen videos have done the absolute best, and a lot of people don't do them. Does anyone want me to show you how we do green videos? Okay, like 3 people said yes. I'm going to show you live right now. So all you have to do is go to For the Kids website and screenshot something. So this little graphic, $7 feeds a kid for a weekend, 14 feeds 2 kids for a weekend, 28 for a month. You get the point. Simple, straightforward. Screenshot it and then open up your app of choice. I like TikTok because it has a makeup filter that makes me look better. So you can see app of choice. And there's a little green screen right there. You click on that and you pick your screenshot and click next. Not that. Go back. Oh my goodness. Live demonstration, always good. So if you can see as a green screen, hey Susie,
Hi.
you click on it and now I can press record and talk. Simple, straightforward. Yep.
Mhm.
My screenshot's my background. So I could say, hey, I'm doing a fundraiser for the kids. And if you donate $7, it'll feed the kids for the weekend. Reach out if you want a link. Literally just did it, post it, get over it. It's not a big deal. Let's be real. How many of you not posting videos because you don't know what to do or say? And it stresses you out. Exactly. Susie, how do you get over that?
You just have to do it.
Yes. I have when I started and was uncomfortable, I had a 3 re-recorded rule. I could re-record it 3 times. And if I hated it, tough. I had to post that last one. Like you just have to do it. It's what consumers are wanting. It's what they're consuming, what they're liking. So just get over it, do videos. So then your video, then your static post, and then posting in stories. So with stories, they expire every 24 hours. All of the platforms have them. And are you guys, I recommend if you're not doing platforms right now, pick the one you currently hang out on. So if your database is hanging out on Facebook, master Facebook, Instagram, master Instagram, TikTok, yes.
We're not going to be part of
It should be on. It's on the postcard and it's on the graphics because it kind of ties it back to that. Like, oh, hey, by the way, I am a realtor. Like very subtle, yeah, and it should be on your profile. But yeah, you don't have to be like realtor this thing, but also your whole one-click rule within it.
Well, hey, Becca, just one thing too, I think so interesting is like, you don't actually need to always have your real estate stuff on there. That's the reality. If you do occasionally post real estate stuff, they already know that you're in real estate and they just happen to see this other stuff that's important to your life. They're going to connect the dots. So if you're posting consistently on other stuff, like that's where I would say just audit your social media and just know you don't have to have everything be about real estate to sell real estate at a high level. Oh yeah.
The technical broker requirement, because he's not listening, is 1 click. So if someone can look at your post, click to your profile and find out you're a realtor, you're within compliance. Correct? He's now paying attention.
In your profile.
Yeah.
Bio. It's the easiest way.
Yes, put it in your bio. Okay, so you send out your postcard, you send out your email. So you should already be sending an email. Are you not? Are you sending emails? Are you sending emails? Yes.
You are this time. If you're not,
Because you got to contact your database. So add it to your email. We're doing this fundraiser. Here's the link to donate. And this is your fundraiser. And the event itself is just the fundraiser. The actual putting the meal kits together is something we're doing together as an office. And we have a grocery store that is going to order everything for us. So all we have to do is go pick it up. We're using the 503c charity to not pay taxes. Like we're being very efficient with the money that you're raising and responsible with the money you're raising. And if we raise the $15,000, it'll be matched by a generous contributor to double. So it'll be 20,000 meals. So it's awesome. And really the math, it feels overwhelming. If 30 of you really commit and do this and raise $500, we'll hit our goal. And then from a business standpoint, Susie and I have other avenues that we're working on to also raise the money. But then when you actually get the baskets together and the fundraising, you can do the follow-up and be like, this is what we did. This is the update. And it's you, not us. Questions, concerns, comments?
Those are our posts. When, like, how often?
Great question. How often? Oh, yes, and a text and a phone. Well, I don't call anyone, but yes.
neither do I.
Neither do I.
All right, text.
Text.
So going back to the 7 levels of communication. How you look at it, the pyramid is one-on-one requires more of your time, less of your resources. But when you start posting, it requires more. Because think about how often someone will post something and you totally miss it. So posting is more often. Within it, I post, so for the one that we just did, or we are still doing, I've been posting on it once a week. And I rotate how I post it. I'll post it on Facebook, and then I'll post it in my stories on Instagram a different day. And then Facebook has been doing something recently that if you comment in your original post, it brings it back to people instead of doing an additional post. And so I've been doing weekly updates of where we're at, how we've fundraised, and that has sent it back out to more people. So my plan for all of this is to take the postcard, post it the first week of April, say, hey, I'm doing this fundraiser. If you'd like to donate, this is the plan. And then the next week, we're going to send the postcard. So it'll be another touch. And then I'll update probably on Instagram stories. Maybe not. Maybe I'll post it there too. And I'll do a video on Instagram because it prefers it, and TikTok. And just kind of you launch it the first 2 weeks where you're like, this is what we're doing. You get brand awareness around it. And then you start doing updates of this is what we've done. This is how far we've come. And Cameron's going to love us because Cameron has the actual information. Hey, there you are. So if you want to know the numbers, maybe in team meeting every week, you can give us all an update of where we're at. Because this is I have not texted you once at 2 a.m. I promise.
I will.
So every team meeting will have an update of where we're at. And then you can go and post that. Be like, hey, I have raised, thanks to your guys' generosity, X amount of dollars.
Becca, can I just,
Yes.
don't overcomplicate it. Did you hear how she was like, hey, here's what I'm doing? And she's just like, I'm going to just post this and say, here's what I'm doing. Don't overcomplicate it. Just, this is what I'm doing. I've partnered for the kids. $1.50 gets a meal. If your client, if you'll donate $15, that feeds 10 meals. Like you made it sound so simple, Becca.
Yes.
Good job.
And that's the point.
It is.
We can use the numbers for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is your baby. It's your baby, your baby.
Yes, Craig.
We have Utah Valley numbers on children that are.
Minda, leave.
Do we have Utah County numbers on food insecurities? Do you know? She does not know. We could find out.
Kind of the way that Minda, like this will be for our local community. That's no problem. We will be picking schools and kids right here. And the way that Minda said it, she's like, a hungry kid is a hungry kid. Yeah.
And I kind of think your database will think the same. Plus, if you pigeonhole yourself into Utah County, now your Salt Lake County clients will be like, great, what about my people? So I don't know if I would get super niche into a neighborhood or into the weeds, but yeah, a hungry kid's a hungry kid. But great question. Yes. How do kids get chosen for this?
They're all Title I schools. We've had relationships with them for up to 14 years, some less, but 14 years. And the counselors know who have the most need, basically. They're very intimate with the families. They know who isn't eating. The parents will come to them and say, we need food. And so the parents come. How it works is the food is packed. It's delivered to the schools every Friday. And then the children come with the parents and they pick up the bags of food.
Yes. What was your question? Yeah. So then if there's a need, they can reach out. Yep. All right. So we are officially over time. Shoni thought we'd go short, so good job. Any questions, concerns, or things I missed that you're like, I don't know how to do this?
I thought I should tee up that we're doing this through April, and May 14th is Red Day. So we've taken over Red Day with this, and Red Day is your event. And I have hired a videographer that will come and make a big video that we all get to own as our own. He will be here that day videoing, getting footage of us making meals. It's so beautiful to watch, right, Dean? Like, we've done this before and it is amazing. This whole room will be full of us making meals.
If you're not here, you won't be in the video. So you have to come.
You're going to want the video to share with
And
your
where?
SFI what you did. I'm going to bring the videographer right to you.
Which again is another contact within this space because we build excitement, we do the event, and then you get to market. This is what happened. This was the impact. And it bleeds into your 36 touch of communicating with your clients so they know you're a realtor. So when they think of looking to buy or sell, they think of your name.
Love it. Give them a hand. Yeah, I'll keep it simple and just say this is why we do what we do. When you have the ability to make a positive impact, everything comes full circle. So just know that. Please just give a few moments of focus to one of our awesome sponsors. We've got Adam with Ibex Home Warranty. He's provided lunch to us today. Give him a hand. So